Welcome back to Game Devs Play Games, where you can watch games, practice game design. We're back with Cuphead.
I want to point out something real quick.
What?
So, look at the world that we reside in.
Yeah.
Notice there anything about the things that are important?
That they are not watercolor.
That too.
That they shake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... I mean, that was sort of typical of the art style. So, I guess we didn't talk about the art style very much in the last episode, but the art style is based on the 1930s animation. I mean, that was black and white back then. Oh.
1930. MDHR Inc.
That's cool.
I'm just pointing to the fact that it has a copyright.
Oh, hey, nice.
Just for...
So the animation style is based on that, right? But a lot of the animation back then would have like stills of the scenery, and it would be like painted or ink wash or what have you, and then it would be drawn like characters over it.
So they would be very clear, like what was going to move and things like that. And I think that's actually, they translated it to the game. Everything that you can interact with has this movement about it. It wiggles, basically.
It's there's a term for it. It's something like breathing in animation. It basically is indicative of like an interactable, or like that it's a character that's living, that's moving, and so they keep it constantly moving so that there's both energy on screen always, but it was always loopable, so it didn't cost more. It was basically maximizing the effectiveness of, or the, I guess, just the value of the time put into making those animations. And then later on, as like animation tools were developed and new animation techniques became prevalent, that just kind of became a thing to like kind of keep the screen lively. And among other reasons too. Like in this case, it's useful to be able to see what is considered interactable.
That is not only true for the world, but also in this. Like it's just as you said, the backdrop is watercolor and everything else is breathing. But that's important because whenever an enemy does an attack, whenever something is moving at you, you immediately know to be threatened by it.
Yes, absolutely. And this even comes down to just a core. Oh, right, dash. I was like, what? Oh.
So that actually, when I first did this, I was like, I would look and be like, how the hell? Because you forget that you can dash, because the first boss it's not required of you to know how to dash.
It's good player training kind of moments.
Yes. Oh, ran right into that.
Oh. I keep getting faked out by your like ricochet, your like boomerang guys. I'm like, oh god. There's I have 1 health left.
I'm dead. Get me. So that is the thing about playing run and guns with 2 people. You have to move to crap. Go on without me. You have to. Yeah, you're right there. You have to run and gun together, because if one person gets ahead of the other, you're sitting on the edge of the screen going and then you'll get hit by things that you can't see because the other player's not moving. When I was playing this with Rachel, and she would just like stop and like turn around and shoot behind us. And I was like, Rachel, it's called run and gun. Run and gun.
That's funny. I know that some people really weren't as much of a fan of these, because it's sort of a Contra style-esque design where it's, it's a lot of action, it's a lot of shooting. It's very much the epitome of like shoot 'em up types of game design.
Right to the shot.
But I think it makes perfect sense. I was actually arguing with Dan, our composer, about this, because like, people were saying like, oh, I kind of wish it was more of like a Mega Man style type of thing, like maybe more focus on the platforming and the adventure, and maybe less about just shooting everything. And that's why they compare it to Contra, right? Because that's basically how Contra works.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what I should get. I haven't... Oh, Smoke Bomb's pretty good.
It is very good.
I'm gonna get Smoke Bomb. Automatic parry.
Yeah, it's actually very useful. And it's not like the first jump ever. It's your first It's like every time you jump, the very first thing you hit that's pink, you'll bounce off of without having to press A again.
That's pretty nice. Oh, that's the charm?
Yes.
Did you get smoke bomb also?
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess like my stance on the
Here, let's go to the other
run and gun stuff is that I think it makes perfect sense when you look at the design of the bosses. I mean, the boss battles, you're basically shooting the entire time and you're frantically running around and jumping.
Oh, yeah.
I think if anything, this run and gun style fits in more than a Mega Man style would. And they're close enough to where it would be passable. But I think this is more appropriate.
I think that this would fit much more than Mega Man, because once again, it's not a crap, man.
Woo, woo. Nice job on those parries.
Oh, I screwed that up, though, actually. Well, now we can't get...
I got you, boo.
Look at you using your noggin.
Yeah. Yeah. Meh.
Ah, crap. Get me! You were invincible the whole time.
Was I?
You got hit. You were invincible.
Oh, I
Dude,
thought I had one
damage
health left.
boost. What are you doing?
I thought I had
You
one.
got this.
It's fun to play games. Whoa. Ah, I didn't do it.
No. In fact,
I'm not
you got
very good
hit.
at parrying.
Crap, man. We run together.
I was running together.
What? Did you just hear yourself?
Yeah.
I was running together.
Yeah. With you. Well, missed that guy. That's all right. Bam. Bloop, bloop. Yes. I like that moment actually. That it sort of like
stops for a second.
Well, and then it wants you to utilize the parry to get the coin. I mean, obviously there's the other solution of just climbing up the slope and then running backward.
Well, yeah, but I didn't even think about that. I like did not even
register.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I missed it. What do you? What do you do? What the?
I
what?
didn't know what was happening. I'm gonna be totally honest there.
Oh, I'm hitting.
For some reason, I thought I died. I didn't realize I was gonna bounce my way back up, so I just kept taking damage like a dunce.
Dunce.
Dunce. Oh, I'm dead.
That sucked. I missed.
Oh,
we're good. We got this. We'll just make sure we only die one at a time.
So, I think the run and gun areas are definitely easier with multiple players for this reason. Like, we can keep saving each other.
Well, I'm coming back. Just make sure you don't... Okay.
Oh, well, it's all you.
Okay.
You got this. Whoa, what's... I haven't actually gotten this far in the run and gun areas.
Oh?
So this is totally new to me. This is kind of fun, though. So those guys basically can just die. That's their shit.
That's their purpose in life.
Oh, it's so sad.
The best part is you jump on them thinking that they're going to fall on their own, and instead, like, a fireball comes out of nowhere.
Wow, is this a boss?
Mini-boss.
Oh, that's kind of legit. I don't know why I didn't expect that.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
Whoa. Hey, you did it. So, the run and gun zones. So, do all of them open a new path on the main map?
Every time you beat any level, a path opens up. Now, that said, a lot of them will lead back to other areas that you could go to without having to do that. And we did not great.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
Could be. Yeah, every time you beat any level, a path will open up. So here, we'll watch this. But,
okay, so basically it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
It's a, like, quality of life kind of benefit, really. I guess that first bridge opened up this zone, which we could sort of get to.
Okay, no, never mind. I thought it was miscounting coins or, like, giving us an extra coin or something for a second.
How did we get more coins?
You got so many coins? Oh, the lob. Give it to me.
The lob?
The
lobber?
lob. The lob.
I have the lobber. I feel like I should just get an extra heart. Oh, but then I would lose my... Do I have to equip this?
Yeah, you replace it, you put it over your smoke bomb.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
But do you really use your smoke bomb? Like, do you really use it?
Probably not. I'm gonna try a new weapon. Charge.
Yeah, the lob's awesome.
Oh, coffee, autofill meter.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So,
sorry.
So I like the run and gun zones as sort of a transitory type of mechanic. Like, it opens up a pathway that didn't exist before.
I think your point with Dan, like, I think 100% that you picked up the lob? Yeah, here you can use that. I think in general the run and guns they do the opposite of what a boss battle does. Normally you play a platformer, and in that platformer, you're just saying he hides coins.
So he's the reason why the coins exist in...
Actually, no.
Oh.
There are coins hidden on the map.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you this is a fight right here we can do. But when you what was I gonna say? So normally in a platform or something like that, you meet a boss like every 3 or 4 stages. This one is very opposite. You have boss fights, and then you get like a breather away from that to do the run and guns. It's kind of the opposite. And a lot of times these run and guns can get incredibly difficult. So like there are times later run and guns I've had harder times with than the bosses by far.
In a weird way too, I think the run and guns train the player to...
We're out of time.
We have 3 minutes left.
We could do this.
But the run and guns train the player to have better skills in other ways that the boss fights don't necessarily do that. And I like that, actually. Especially, like, I think it's important that they kept true to,
Oh, okay. Gotta duck that middle one.
The middle one?
The middle one, yeah, I got hit in the head.
Oh. I didn't think that I had to, but I just kind of stayed ducked at that whole point anyway, so...
This is interesting.
Huh.
I feel like he's still making the same amount of fireflies that he would normally if it was only one player. So, because of that...
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm not good at this part.
Ow.
This is where that bounce back bullet would be nice.
Actually, no.
I guess then you would just hit the guy in front of you. Got you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the original concept of this game was just going to be a pure boss rush. So I think it makes sense that the priority is still very much on the bosses rather than like just a ton of run and gun levels. And I think the bosses are like really the true... Oh, I took damage. Oh,
okay.
Well. They're the true, like, unique part of the game anyway, so I think it like, I don't know, did justice for itself by keeping the priority on that.
Oh no.
Whoop,
Got this.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't.
Oh. I mean, appropriate we died at the same point.
Yeah.
We have 1 minute left. We got this. Yeah, my fear with this game was that it was going to be very difficult to keep up conversation while fighting. Which is mostly true. But...
Damn.
I think for the first island, we can kind of make it work.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we'll probably do some one players because, like, to show how difficult some of these things can be by yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, you're better at this than I am.
I'm not showing it right now.
I mean, I guess that's...
Ow. Because I'm getting stupid about it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, super moves. Oh, that's the... Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, right, super moves. That's a thing we could do that I'm not using as much as I should be.
Yeah, see? And then...
Man, I'm so bad at remembering
I thought I was you!
Yeah, that's the hard thing about playing with other players. Like, they kind of differentiate with the colors, but I don't know, man. That's never really been enough for me to like tell the two apart. Whoop, that was dumb. Nice. So this part I like because I think it's randomized which
thing
attack it chooses.
Actually, and I think that's save me. Oh. All right, we'll come back to this. We should not be having this much trouble with this guy. In fact, I could just teleport dash through all of this. Truthfully honest.
Oh, that's true.
You can just smoke bomb through a lot of things. The smoke bomb is definitely a cheesy way to get through around a lot of things. So anyway, question of the day. Let's talk about the run and guns.
Question of the day. How do the run and guns benefit the overall design of Cuphead?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, in terms of like the general gameplay flow, you talked about how it kind of gives the player a break. And I kind of talked about how it trains the player in a different way than the boss battles do. But, you know, maybe there's something more to it than just that.
Maybe.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.
Bye.